On the tornado warning again, if you are just joining us, this goes until 4 p.m. this afternoon. So if you are under that polygon, if you got that warning on your phone, you do want to have a way to be indoors here. The best place to be is, of course, in your basement, but most importantly, away from windows where damaging wind could throw debris around. So a hallway, a staircase, a bathroom, again, anywhere away from windows and not outside, of course. And if you have a basement, that is the best place to be. I want to pull up radar one more time here. We continue to track a strong storm moving out of Huntington County, portions of Center County into western Mifflin. And this is, again, for areas just to the west of Lewistown, north of Oliver, coming out of Jackson Corner here. Not just a potential tornado on the ground, but we're tracking frequent lightning, damaging winds, and even some ping-pong-sized hail. So certainly, regardless, this is could bring damage to property, and you want to be indoors if you are under that warning. Downstream, if you live in portions of central Juniata County, and then if it holds together enough, portions of Perry County heading out towards Salville, Newport, New Bloomfield, areas such as that in the next 30 minutes here, this stronger storm as we continue to track that. So again, we'll zoom in on the rotation, trying to see how this continues to evolve. This was issued about 10 minutes ago now. And the good news is, as of the latest radar frame, it continues to show some broadening or weakening of its rotation. But still, this warning goes until 4 p.m., the next 20 minutes. And regardless if there is a tornado on the ground, it's important to be indoors, seek shelter, away from windows where damaging wind and frequent lightning and even ping-pong-sized hail has been recorded. So this continues to move to the east around 25 miles an hour. So it is a relatively slower moving storm with heavy rain as well. We all know how wet it has been recently. If anyone's driving along this storm or any downpours possible this afternoon, watch out for poor drainage ponding. If you live along low-lying areas as well, that is one of our primary concerns for the rest of this evening. So I want to zoom out real quick to show the larger picture of things as to what we're tracking off to the west. You can see a cluster of storms with a few warnings on them coming out of West Virginia, Western Maryland, and that will be spilling into portions such as Franklin County, portions of Adams over the next hour as well. So we are all under a severe thunderstorm watch. If you live along and west of the Susquehanna, that goes until 10 p.m. So as we head into the afternoon, evening commute here, if you're coming home, certainly have a way to get alerts and get indoors if need be. And regardless, take it slow if anybody is out on the roads. But if you are just joining us, we are tracking a tornado warning that runs until 4 p.m. here for the next 19 minutes. And that is for the potential of a tornado in western Mifflin County. I want to pull up the polygon itself. So if I could just turn off radar and zoom in here to some areas along this polygon. They have trimmed it off a bit to the west. So now, especially places along Menno, Union Mills, if you live anywhere along 655 and Route 22, I know it's a rural mountainous area along there, but if you happen to have gotten that warning, certainly be indoors, be in your safe place for at least the next 19 minutes. And then further downstream, we're going to continue to keep an eye on areas along Lewistown. If you know anybody heading up that way, coming home from work, again, areas such as Mifflin Town, if this were to extend and hold together. But regardless, there is a severe thunderstorm warning attached with this as well for the potential of strong winds, damaging hail as well, and also frequent lightning and heavy rain. So I did want to take another look at the rotation. And the latest radar frame continues to show more of a wobbling of this rotation. I will circle it here. And right now, it looks like over the next few minutes, areas along 655 is where this core of the storm is going to pass. And it is moving off to the east around 25 miles an hour. So if you live anywhere off to the east of there, have a way to get indoors as well as this storm continues to show strong winds and frequent lightning. Pull up radar. Certainly very impressive rainfall rates, and as we know, it's been so wet lately. Any of these heavier showers could also continue to produce minor ponding of the roadways, poor drainage ponding. So for that ride home, regardless of where you live, keep an eye on that as well. Take it safe. And I want to show if you got that warning on your phone, or if you got that warning here on television, you want to be in the centermost portion of your home. That could be a hallway, a staircase, a bathroom, anywhere away from windows, and especially away from the outdoor elements. A garage will not work. If you have a basement, that is the best place. I know many people may not have a basement, so if you don't have a basement, again, a hallway, staircase, bathroom is the place you want to be right now until we get the all clear. Continuing to look at radar here, a strong storm continues to push through portions of western Mifflin around 25 miles an hour, where frequent lightning, a potential tornado is on the ground, continuing to push off to the east around 25 miles an hour. They have trimmed the back end of this off just a little bit coming out of Huntington County, but still, this warning goes for the next 17 minutes for areas in the portions of southern and western Mifflin County here. Again, this goes until 4 p.m. I did want to show up a list of all of our alerts that we're tracking right now. We have a severe thunderstorm watch that runs until 10 p.m. as there are some more storms, the potential of isolated to scattered heavier showers, downpours, and even some damaging winds. And as we've seen right now, the potential for a brief spin-up tornado. That goes until 10 p.m. And just a few seconds ago, it looks like they have extended a severe thunderstorm warning. That goes into portions of Juniata County here. So the portions of central Juniata County just to the west of 322, west of Mifflin Town, and then further downstream as this continues to push off to the east-southeast. That will continue to spill into portions of Perry County as well. But if you are just joining us, we are tracking a tornado warning for portions of western Mifflin County. This goes until 4 p.m. the next 15 minutes here. Frequent lightning, ping-pong-sized hail has been reported according to radar, and the potential of a tornado as well. The core of this storm, you can see the darker colors, the potential of hail there along 655, along Menno, and this continues to push off to the east. So this runs until 4 p.m. I did want to take a quick look at velocity, if we could see the actual rotation itself. And again, over the past few radar frames, it is showing some signs of broadening. So that is good news. But regardless, damaging winds are likely right now within this storm, whether or not a tornado is in the ground. So if you got that warning on your phone, perhaps you are watching on TV and got the warning, you want to be in your safe place for the next 15 minutes while this warning continues. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this as well. Zooming out just a little bit, you can see that yellow polygon extends now into portions of Juniata County to the west of Port Royal, to the north of Lac there. And again, if you know anybody happening to be traveling to or from work along 322, coming from Huntington up towards Lewistown, that is an important an area to pull over. If you know anybody traveling that way, you might want to shoot them a message or a call. Want to zoom out just a little bit here to see the broader scale of things. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch for mainly our western counties along and west of the Susquehanna River. That runs through 10 p.m. And when I put it in motion, you could see that these continue to spark up. And this cluster coming out of western Maryland, portions of West Virginia, starting to spill into areas such as Franklin County over the next few minutes, over the next hour especially. That is one of our concerns. And of course, we all know how wet it has been this evening, or this month. This evening, as we continue to see a few heavier showers push through, especially through sunset, one of our primary concerns will be the urban flooding, anyone living along low-lying areas. Again, that's one of our concerns as well. But as we've seen, damaging winds, large hail, and even a brief spin-up tornado is possible within a few of these clusters as well. If you are just joining us for the next 14 minutes, we have a tornado warning for portions of western Mifflin County. This runs until 4 p.m. The storm is moving to the east around 25 miles an hour, and radar just notified a potential hail the size of an inch to perhaps an inch and a half. So that is a ping-pong-sized hail. Certainly want to get indoors, away from windows if you got this warning on your phone. Regardless, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this. You could see that extends into portions of Mifflin County. So even after 4 p.m., when this tornado warning is likely dropped, we'll be keeping an eye out for the potential of strong winds and gusty or frequent lightning and perhaps small to medium-sized hail spilling into areas east of this as well. Want to go over, again, if you got that warning on your phone, if you got a text message, if you're watching on TV right now, you want to be away from the windows. You want to be in the most center portion of your home. That could be a bathroom, a stairway, a hallway, a closet, anything away from windows. If you have a basement, that is, of course, the best place to be. You can turn the volume up on your TV and then hear when we give the all clear, when the National Weather Service and State College gives the all clear as well. This does run through 4 p.m., but we will be keeping an eye out for any pop-up thunderstorms that could continue to bring damaging winds, frequent lightning, and small hail, and of course, minor flooding across the region, given how saturated the ground is already. A severe thunderstorm watch runs through 10 p.m. for areas along and west of the Susquehanna River. So as these push east, we are in the heat of the day here. It has enough fuel for these to be severe over the next few hours. After sunset, we do believe that this cluster will, one, lose their punch and then start to push off to the east. And of course, you could stay updated on that on fox43.com and on our social media pages. We have, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning that runs for the next 12 minutes for portions of Mifflin County, and this continues for the next 12 minutes where radar has indicated a potential tornado on the ground. We continue to look at the latest radar frames in terms of the velocity, and the good news is over the past few frames this has somewhat broadened, but regardless, damaging winds, a possible tornado is also there, so you want to take shelter away from windows and certainly stay alert here for the rest of the evening while this remains possible. I will turn on radar again. We are also tracking frequent lightning, and those dark red colors indicate heavy rain as well. So anybody traveling to or from, say, Lewistown, coming from State College, these are heavier showers that could bring minor flooding as well, even after this tornado warning expires. So something else we'll be keeping an eye on over the next few hours is the minor flooding potential. And off to the west, we are tracking more showers and storms. We'll zoom out here and show the larger picture. There's a cluster of storms with a few warnings along it coming out of West Virginia, Western Maryland, moving off to the east, northeast as well. So as these push in, all of us should have a way to get alerts and use caution on that ride home. I know we're heading into the busy travel time here for our Friday. So a couple showers right now, non-severe in portions of Adams County, southern Franklin, along that PA-Maryland line. The warned storm in our area right now, though, we are tracking is up towards Perry, or up towards Mifflin, and now Juniata County has a severe thunderstorm warning. We will zoom in here to show, again, this tornado warning. The red polygon goes until 4 p.m., so that is another 10 minutes from now as this storm continues to slowly push off to the east, southeast, around 25 miles an hour. And then further downstream, if you know anyone traveling along 22-322, to the west of Mifflintown, Port Royal, McAllisterville, areas that are also under a severe thunderstorm warning, that yellow polygon goes until the 4:20 hours. So we do want to keep an eye out for that, and that will continue to be a possibility for the rest of the evening. These pop-up showers and storms that could produce minor flooding, damaging winds, and hail. If you got that warning on your phone, if you are hearing us on TV, you want to be in the centermost area of your home. That could be a hallway, a staircase, a bathroom, anything away from windows. And there's nothing wrong if you have a pillow or blanket to cover yourself as well for the potential of any flying debris. If you have a basement, the basement is the best place to be. Take your phone with you. You can continue to get updates on that and stay there until the all clear is given. The good news is this storm, in terms of its rotation, continues to show some signs of weakening. When we do look at the radar image, it is showing a little bit broader compared to earlier radar frames. But regardless, a tornado is still potentially on the ground, moving into portions like Oliver, just to the west of Lewistown here. So if you know anyone that lives along or is traveling along the 22 route, going into Lewistown, coming out of Lewistown, that is where we are most concerned with the potential damaging winds and potentially a brief, weak tornado on the ground. This goes until 4 p.m., the next 8 minutes. If you live anywhere in this red polygon, I'll turn off radar here so that you could kind of see the areas we are tracking. This is in portions of Mifflin County to the west of Lewistown. Now the core of the storm moving to the east-southeast of Menno and moving along the Route 22 corridor. So, of course, we have people that travel down to Mount Union, Huntington. This is an area of concern here right now as this warning goes until 4 p.m. And as we head into the Rest of the evening, we'll also continue to track the potential for some strong to severe storms. You could see a cluster of storms with frequent lightning moving out of western Maryland, West Virginia. These are also pushing off to the east, so areas such as Franklin County, Adams, Cumberland, those areas will start to see some of these stronger storms push through over the next hour or so as well. But if you are just joining us, we have a couple alerts. We have a tornado warning that runs for the next 7 minutes until 4 p.m. for portions of Mifflin County. This is coming out of Huntington County. If you know anyone coming down from the 7 mountains, perhaps along 22, 322, 22 from Mount Union, this is the areas where we're talking about. In addition to the tornado warning that runs for the next 7 minutes, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 4:30 p.m. Here this afternoon for portions of Juniata County, just to the west of Port Royal, Mifflintown, McAllisterville. Again, if you know anybody that lives around here, perhaps shoot them a text and make sure that they are aware as well. But if you are just joining us, we continue to track a tornado warning. I want to pull up radar again. Regardless, we're tracking frequent lightning, hail associated with this. The good news is the radar is at least indicating the weakening of the hail itself. And the rotation couplets, which we do want to bring up here, you can see the couplet that we're talking about. I will circle it here to the best of my ability. You can see moving out of Menno, now has crossed the 655 corridor there out of Menno, moving along 22 there, just to the west of Lewistown. So this is where the core of the storm is. Downstream, though, if you are also under that polygon, this runs until 4 p.m. I'll turn back on radar and show the larger scale of things for Mifflin and Juniata County. We'll show the radar loop over the past 30 minutes. This tornado warning extends until 4 p.m., but off to the east of here, we are still expecting some stronger winds, frequent lightning, and minor flooding within any heavy showers, given how much rain we have seen. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch for areas along and west of the Susquehanna that runs until 10 p.m. And so especially through sunset this evening, we will continue to track the potential for a few storms that could be strong to severe. Primary concern still being the minor to moderate flood risk across the region, given how much rain we have seen over the past 16 days now, and moderate risk for strong winds, as we have seen this afternoon, a couple of these pop-up storms producing some damaging winds, large hail, as we have seen with this storm that is currently tornado warned, again, coming out of Huntington County. And right now, they have trimmed off, again, the western end of it. So this tornado warning goes until 4 p.m. The bulk of this storm now crossing the 22 corridor coming out of Oliver, between Oliver and Lewistown, as this continues to push off to the east. Areas along 35, if you're traveling from, say, Selinsgrove to McAllisterville, and then off to the west of there, you certainly want to keep an eye on this storm as well. And we'll continue to keep you updated on air and online. If you got the warning on your phone, you got a text message, or if you're hearing it on TV, you do want to be in the most center area of your home. That could be a hallway, a staircase, a bathroom, anywhere away from windows. And though a few recent frames continue to show at least the weakening of the rotation, damaging winds can still bring debris through windows or shattered glass. So that's why it's important to stay in the most center portion of your home, get indoors. If you know anyone traveling within these warned storms, you may want to give them a call or text as well. If you have a basement, that is the best place to be. I know some people may not have a basement, so those centermost areas of your home away from windows do work as well. Want to pull up radar here. We continue to track a strong storm pushing through portions of Mifflin County. And again, this goes until 4 p.m. the next 4 minutes. We'll have to see. I'm looking at some information to see if the National Weather Service and State College will extend this warning. And if so, areas downstream, again, to the west of Port Royal, Mifflintown, just to the west and south of Lewistown is where the bulk of this storm is. And you could see the heaviest of the rain now moving across the 22 corridor between Oliver and Lewistown. So if you know anyone perhaps traveling from Mount Union to Lewistown, or say Lewistown to Mount Union, it is important to pull over and try to get indoors here while this is continuing to push through. This continues to push through to the east-southeast around 25 miles an hour. It's a slower moving storm with heavy rain. So another concern, of course, is the minor flood threat. Any heavier showers now, given how saturated we have been, could bring the potential for minor flooding. So again, stay with us. We'll continue to track that. Right now, we are also tracking a severe thunderstorm watch that runs through 10 p.m. The pink shaded counties along and west of the Susquehanna River, York, Adams, Cumberland, Franklin, Perry, Juniata, Mifflin. This runs until 10 p.m., especially through sunset, as showers and storms arrive and spark up in the heat of the day. It could produce minor flooding, damaging winds, frequent lightning, and even small to medium-sized hail, ping-pong-sized hail, as this one storm has been reported. The one storm we're talking about is a tornado-warned storm that runs until 4 p.m. here, and that goes for areas in central portions of western Mifflin County until 4 p.m. So the next few minutes, I do want to also pull up the velocity to see if we can indicate the rotation. You can see the couplet here continuing to hold together somewhat. So still a couplet there, potential tornado on the ground there along 22, likely right now crossing the 22 corridor slowly. So damaging winds, strongest associated with this, likely around, again, the 22 corridor. Now over the next 20-30 minutes, we'll be moving into portions of Juniata County as well. So we will continue to track the potential for some severe weather for the rest of the afternoon and early evening. And as we continue to track this potential, we'll also watch for the potential of minor flooding as well. So I do want to pull up a large-scale radar. You can see a lot of these yellow polygons off to our south and west, coming out of western Maryland and areas such as West Virginia. You can see frequent lightning with these. And as these continue to push off to the east and northeast, these could continue to bring the potential for damaging winds, minor flooding, and heavy rain, as we have seen, of course, over the past couple days. So these are now, some of these off to our west are now entering areas such as Franklin County, Adams County, a couple storms sparking up in northern Adams County. But the area that we are concerned about right now is, again, a tornado warning for portions of Mifflin along the 22 corridor just to the west of Lewistown. This does continue here for another minute or so and could potentially be extended. We will keep you updated on that. Did just have a report come in from an EMS individual from McVeigh he saw a rotating cloud over Stoke Mills, and it does not appear to be as strong as what it was a few minutes ago, and that lines up with the report or the radar imagery that we've been somewhat tracking over the past now 30 minutes. Of showing at least some signs of weakening. But regardless, this tornado warning does run here for a couple more minutes, and you can see there's a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this as well. So this yellow polygon now extends into Juniata County, damaging winds. Hail is associated with this. In fact, the latest radar imagery does show the potential for some hail redeveloping there along 22 in between Lewistown and Oliver, and it is now 4 p.m. They did let the tornado warning expire. We'll continue to keep you updated as the potential for damaging winds, a brief tornado, minor flooding continues for the rest of the early evening. Stick with us. We'll be right back soon with our 4 p.m. newscast, Fox 43 News at 4.
Right now on Fox 43 News, first at 4. Police Academy. Pennsylvania State Police honored its 172nd cadet graduating class today.
We want people, everybody who wants an opportunity to have one, we're out there, we're trying to be visible.
How state officials are working to bolster the police ranks. Nuclear proposal. President Trump wrapped up his Middle East trip today and included some discussions over nuclear talks with Iran, where negotiations could go from here. Greek Fest. The 53rd annual PA Greek Fest is taking place in Cumberland County this weekend.
We make everything by hand, no machines.
How those involved are showing off their culture and heritage. And Sports Spotlight. A simple doctor's visit turned into a scary diagnosis for a local lacrosse player.
We came together as one, as like a family for her.
How her team is supporting her in our Sports Spotlight. Well, thanks for joining us for Fox 43 News. First at 4, I'm Amy Lutz. We are tracking some severe storms in our region, so we're going to send things over right now to meteorologist Grant Carlton for a look at the current conditions. Grant.
Yeah, good evening, Amy. If you were just joining us a few minutes ago, we just had a tornado warning up in Mifflin County, and this is something we'll be tracking over the next few hours into the early evening. Primary concern is still the minor flooding, damaging winds, given how saturated we have been. It's 81 right now in Biglerville. We had a good chance to dry out today for the midday, and that has allowed for temperatures to warm up, so these storms entering the region could pack a punch in terms of damaging winds. We've seen some hail reported within some of these, and right now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 4:30 for portions of Mifflin and Juniata, part of that same storm that was just warned a few minutes ago. As the watch goes until 10 p.m., but especially through sunset, we want to keep an ear out here for scattered showers and storms that could bring damaging winds. Any sort of heavier showers could produce minor flooding as well. So these will continue to push off to the east. Again, continuing to track this one here in Mifflin County. Gusty winds likely associated with that as it slowly pushes off to the east. So after sunset, we do believe things will improve at least into the rest of the overnight, and then there are real improvements away. Still, you could see a bit muggy and warm tomorrow with a strayer storm chance, a more isolated storm chance. But by Sunday, lower humidity, drier conditions. We'll have more details on that coming up.